first, let's just talk about the fact, these masks have become very politicized. How are people reacting to these new mask requirements there?
As far as compliance goes, the company is only saying that they've stationed employees just outside those entrances, and they're calling them health ambassadors, reminding people that if they do go inside to a Walmart or a Sam's Club, they do need to have a mask on.
It's just the right thing to do. School is getting ready to start. What are we going to do about that situation? We need to get this under control. And to start with is to wear your mask.
Instead of going down, we going up. It's going up. And the only way we go get the economy back going, we got to get it back down.
Maybe it's time for people to start listening to the CDC. Wait, what? Yeah, that CDC.
They do need to have a mask on. To start with is to wear your mask.
Do yourself a favor right now, click on the link in the description, grab my code, and get a massive discount on this ultra bright rechargeable survival flashlight. You can hang it on any metal surface, it's durable, the charge lasts forever, you don't need batteries because it's powered by the sun or with a wall outlet. You can use it to charge your cell phone from 0 to 100%. It's got multiple emergency flashing modes plus a shop light function. There's a glass breaker, a seatbelt cutter, a compass, and an emergency siren. Guys, this thing is frickin' bright. Grab one while you can. The link's in the description. Before I start this video, I want everybody, including YouTube, to know that nothing in this video is to be construed as medical advice. I am not a medical doctor, and any opinion regarding masks in this video comes from mainstream media, government sources, and specifically the CDC. Period. Got that, YouTube? Ain't no opinions from this here content creator. Yesterday, White House Press Secretary Kayleigh McEnany got hit with this question from mainstream media.
Kayleigh, thank you. Yesterday, the president tweeted out an image of himself wearing a mask. He said that wearing a mask is an act of patriotism. No one is more patriotic than him. Then just hours later, he was spotted at the Trump Hotel not wearing a mask. Why did it take him so long, first of all, to be seen wearing a mask in public? And why the mixed messaging on this critical health issue that his own top health officials have said is critical to fighting this pandemic?
So in this question, corporate media wants you to believe that wearing a mask is critical to fighting this pandemic. And just a real quick fact check on Fake Stream Media's comment about Trump's mask tweet. Trump did indeed tweet this image of himself wearing a mask with the message, "We are united in our effort to defeat the invisible China virus." And many people say that it is patriotic to wear a face mask when you can't socially distance. There is nobody more patriotic than me, your favorite president. So our patriotic president is saying that it's patriotic to wear a mask, and a picture is worth 1,000 words. Now, somebody could walk away with the impression that if you don't wear one, you're not patriotic. And it may be a coincidence, but last week, Winn-Dixie said it would not require shoppers to wear masks in its stores, even after its competitors announced that they would. But the Southern grocery chain changed its mind only a few hours after Trump sent his "It's patriotic to wear a face mask" tweet. Winn-Dixie said, beginning Monday, July 27th, we will be requiring masks to be worn by customers to help reduce the spread of you-know-what. And that comes straight from Joe Caldwell, the Director of Corporate Communications and Government Affairs for Southeastern Grocers. That's Winn-Dixie's parent company. He added that the company now believes that wearing masks in stores should be mandated by law. In an email, Caldwell denied the change in policy had anything to do with the president's tweet. He said, "The company truly listens to our customers, associates, and communities. It was their feedback, combined with our desire to impress upon our shoppers how seriously we take their safety and the safety of our associates, that influenced this change." He also said, "We know masks play an important role in stopping the spread of this virus, and we updated our policy to reflect that." So it is just a coincidence that they did an about face after Trump's tweet. Almost everywhere you go, the masses are pushing for the importance and effectiveness of wearing masks. Trump even pushed the wearing of masks in his coronavirus press briefing yesterday.
We're instead asking Americans to use masks, socially distance, and employ vigorous hygiene. Wash your hands every chance you get while sheltering high-risk populations. I have no problem with the masks. I view it this way. Anything that potentially can help, and that certainly can potentially help, is a good thing. I have no problem. I carry it. I wear it. You saw me wearing it a number of times, and I'll continue.
So Trump will continue to demonstrate the importance of wearing a mask. And many in the liberal alternative media space, like Brian Tyler Cohen here, hang themselves from their own noose of hypocrisy while trying to expose Trump's hypocrisy. After playing this video of Trump,
there was a lot of interest about whether you would end up wearing a mask today. Could you just take us through your thought process of why you decided not to wear a mask?
I had one on before. I wore one in this back area, but I didn't want to give the press the pleasure of seeing it.
Brian Tyler Cohen says,
"Yeah, that'll show the press, setting a bad example for your followers so that they'll refuse to adopt the one simple step to contain a deadly virus that's killing hundreds of thousands of people. Take that, media."
So even after citing the CDC's own loose stance on mask wearing previously in his video, Cohen makes the statement that mask wearing is the, quote, one simple step to contain a deadly virus that's killing hundreds of thousands of people. When people say things like this, they're actually giving medical advice. Cohen even went further to say,
"And so while it's all well and good that he's decided to finally put a mask on now in July, the damage is done. Because not only has a sizable percentage of this country taken his cues and decided that masks are a deep state muzzle designed to take away our freedoms and liberties,
why isn't it obvious to these people that when governments mandate and force people to do something against their will and without their consent, that is the very definition of taking away our freedoms and liberties? So he can mock that idea and pretend it doesn't exist and that it's not happening, but it's nonetheless true.
But just imagine the number of people who've already died after contracting coronavirus who could have been spared if everyone simply wore a mask. These are actual lives that were needlessly lost. Friends and mothers and fathers and grandparents and sisters and brothers and children, because the simple step of wearing masks was politicized by Donald Trump.
So I want you to note that Dr. Brian Tyler Cohen is telling you that hundreds of thousands of lives could have been spared if only people wore a mask. It's almost like these people believe that wearing masks will stop the coronavirus. But where do they get this idea? Let's just look at two easy to find sources to see if this is even true. First, let's look at what the manufacturer of one of these popular ear loop masks has to say about their own product. And I'm quoting here, YouTube. These are not my words. These are the manufacturer's words. This product is an ear loop mask. This product is not a respirator and will not provide any protections against COVID-19, coronavirus, and other viruses or contaminants. How many protections against viruses? According to the manufacturer, none. Zero. And for our second source, let's go to the CDC's own website. The title of this volume is Non-Pharmaceutical Measures for Pandemic Influenza in Non-Healthcare Settings, Personal Protective and Environmental Measures. I'm only going to quote from the abstract. None of this is my opinion. Quote, "Here we review the evidence base on the effectiveness of non-pharmaceutical personal protective measures and environmental hygiene measures in non-healthcare settings and discuss their potential inclusion in pandemic plans. Although mechanistic studies support the potential effect of hand hygiene or face masks, evidence from 14 randomized control trials of these measures did not support a substantial effect on the transmission of laboratory-confirmed influenza. We similarly found limited evidence on the effectiveness of improved hygiene and environmental cleaning." Here are quotes from pages 970 through 972 of this same review. Quote, in our systematic review, we identified 10 RCTs, that's randomized control trials, that reported estimates of the effectiveness of face masks in reducing laboratory-confirmed influenza virus infections in the community from literature published during 1946 through July 27, 2018. In pooled analysis, we found no significant reduction in influenza transmission with the use of face masks. They continue to say, quote, disposable medical masks, also known as surgical masks, are loose-fitting devices that were designed to be worn by medical personnel to protect accidental contamination of patient wounds and to protect the wearer against splashes or sprays of bodily fluids. Also quoting, there is limited evidence for their effectiveness in preventing influenza virus transmission, either when worn by the infected person for source control or when worn by uninfected persons to reduce exposure. Our systematic review found no significant effect of face masks on transmission of laboratory-confirmed influenza. In this review, we did not find evidence to support a protective effect of personal protective measures or environmental measures in reducing influenza transmission. We did not find evidence that surgical type face masks are effective in reducing laboratory confirmed influenza transmission, either when worn by infected persons for source control or by persons in the general community to reduce their susceptibility. And guys, I will not give my opinion in this video. I'd like to know what you think about what the mask manufacturer and the CDC says about these masks and why you think, in spite of the lack of evidence for the effectiveness of masks, people are still requiring others to wear them. If you want to support this channel, one of the best ways you can do that is to like and share this video with everybody you know, everywhere you can on social media. I'll see you guys in the next heavily censored, shadow banned, 100% demonetized video.
With the pandemic hitting the U.S. especially hard and Americans clinging to the hope of a vaccine, the nation's top vaccine makers offered some credence to the president's sense of optimism, suggesting a vaccine could pass FDA scrutiny late this year or early next.
The vaccines are coming, and they're coming a lot sooner than anyone thought possible.
They're coming a lot sooner than anyone thought possible.
And then the final solution, which is a year to 2 years off, is the vaccine. So we've got to go full speed ahead on all three fronts.
Just to head off the conspiracy theorists, maybe we shouldn't call the vaccine the final solution. Maybe just the
Good
best
point.
solution. Okay.
Yeah, the return to normal solution.
They're coming a lot sooner than anyone thought possible.
If you get something out of this content and you want to support this channel, one of the best ways you can do that is by liking this video and sharing it with everybody you can, everywhere you can on social media. And if you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell notification icon so that whenever I upload a video, you're one of the first to see it. If you want to further support the channel, the Patreon, PayPal, Bitcoin, and Subscribestar links are in the description below and in the pinned comment. Or you can grab one of these conversation-starting, hard-hitting designs that you can put on any shirt, hoodie, or mug from the shirt store, and that link is also in the description. Your purchase helps support more content on this channel. I will see you guys in the next heavily censored, shadow banned, and now 100% demonetized video.